I've rearranged the components in the sequence in which they would be inside of the unit, so it's easier to see my overall progress. I did not use the small screwdriver because I did not replace any of the O-rings, because none of them inside of this unit is damaged. If they were damaged, you would use that to replace those. So let's go back with the reassembly. I'm going to start with this particular component, making sure my gasket is there. This piece sits in such that the large area is upward. The yellow seal ring has grooves in it from the way it had previously sealed. I'm going to make sure to lay that in the right direction. And I'm going to push this piston unit up through the main housing to connect with the drive. When you put these together, you'll be able to rotate them 90 degrees and it will lock into place. And then once it's in place, you can verify it by moving it back and forth. My concentration selector, making sure my O-ring is set in there properly. I'm going to go ahead and put my top bowl on. There's a pin that goes through this to hold the selector in place, which selects from mixing coolant to water bypass. So I'm going to pull this a little up so that way I can line up those holes. If you have a flashlight handy, which I recommend, you can shine it through the hole to make sure that it is clear. Place your pin through. I want to turn this pin so the hole is horizontally for adding in this clip. And as I mentioned in the video where we took the unit apart, it's good to do this somewhere that if you accidentally get this in a bind and the clip goes flying, you don't lose it forever. So a shop floor is not necessarily the best place to do this. We will rotate that around and lock that into place. This unit has a retaining pin for this bottom component, which will slide through as such. So when you're lining this up, you're going to push this in place. There's a little spider there wanting on video. Hey guy. So you put this in place, you check your light to make sure that it shines through the hole. This has got a little bit of a spring action, so you spring it, shove it through. I'm going to place my check valve on the bottom, hand tighten, adjust this to whatever percentage you would like, and whenever you put this pin in to keep the adjustment from moving, make sure that it goes perpendicular to your numbers so it locks in on this flat. Before I put it in the retaining bracket, I'm going to thread all this together and make sure we're snug. You can check this line side by adding water pressure to it, and if you have any leaks, you can again use your strap wrenches to tighten that up some. Goes back onto your mount and put in your clips. All done.